All right, welcome back to the Planet Paintball podcast, brought to you by 1023 Sportswear and Southwest Paintball in Bayfield, Colorado. Go and say hi to the boys in Colorado. Season's winding down. Trying to warn you guys, get out there and say hi to John for us. Today, I got Wesley with me from the newly rebranded Jungle Cats. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Good to be here.
So, we've normally got Aaron and Davis on, but we got you tonight. So what's say what you want to say, I guess, about the rebrand a little bit, if you don't mind.
No, absolutely. I guess some people speculated that it was drama ensued or something like that and whatnot, and between us and BR or Bear Ridge or whatever, and it wasn't. Josh was a big help financially for us or whatever, but things change. Life happens. I mean, obviously in paintball, I mean, this happens all the time. Things don't work out, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. And for us, just Josh had other priorities, and the team can't stop. Like, we have started a train that is going very well. So we had to maneuver how we needed to keep this thing going the way it should. Josh has been amazing. Josh and Bear Ridge is still supporters of us. They're still a sponsor. They will still be a sponsor next year. So is probably 1023. That part, just with that actual part, we got to figure out with gear and everything next year. But no, Josh is still close to us. I mean, we still play at Bear Ridge every other weekend kind of deal. I mean, during the week we do drills there, the whole nine. So the way it all shook down, though, basically, even when me and Joey started this team, we didn't really care about the team name. It was who we could get funding from and what that person wanted to be on the front of the jersey, basically. And Josh stepped up big time in the beginning. But with all that, like, the chance is looking pretty good for us to go pro. So a lot of that stuff has to be determined before World Cup starts, that we've also been notified about. So unless you want to get into the whole $5, $6, $7, $8,000 name change and free and all that bull crap, and we don't want to burden our own pockets or anybody else with that. So we just decided to go ahead and change what we needed to and build on that just from cut. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there's no drama, nothing like that. Jungle Cats is half this team has played for Jungle Cats. It was a regional and local kind of state. But they did play some nationals as well in D2 and D3 over the years and whatnot. But it's Joey's thing. Joey coined that a while back. He was, I mean, I think the founding member or whatever of that team as well. And when we got to tossing around ideas, I mean, there was a couple other ones that we were thinking about and whatnot, but there was no new team name discussed. I mean, it was all older stuff that could have been coming back, but we ultimately landed on Jungle Pets or whatever. So, and it's been pretty cool because it does have
Okay.
a pretty big following in Georgia, and it's been around for a while.
Yeah, and there's the Jungle Lizards, which is a
Yes, yeah,
ICPL team, right?
they're a 10-man team, and they are actually, some of those guys have built a D4X team that's been competing in the NXL these past few tournaments or whatever. I think they missed like the first one or two, but the last two they've played in Ohio and Dallas, and then there would be a cup as well. So you'll see the Cats and the
Okay.
Lizards there.
Nice. So what were some of the other names that didn't make the cut?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't nothing in our chat. I mean, there's really nothing else other than
Okay.
there was. I mean, yeah, there was no we didn't have a voting poll going on or nothing like that. I mean, it was pretty much like Jungle Cat. Wait, what about this Jungle Cats? And it was like, yeah, cool. Like 4 or 5 of us have played with the Cats at some point. Not me, but some of the other guys like Rios, Blaine, Bailey. And then a few of us have played on the Lizards, Joey's 10-man team as well. So, I mean, it was an easy transition. Yeah. So, I mean, the most jokes about anything was like the other sponsors. Like, I mean, Ward's Dog Spa, like that's mine.
Mm-hmm.
This, since the inception of this team, I've helped fund a lot. And so, like, we joke and pick at each other, but it's like, well, if we got to do anything, we'll just put dogs all over it or something, or put Ward's Dog Spa team or whatever, So little stuff like that was joked about. But yeah, so that was pretty much it.
How did the dog spa come about, man?
Man, dude, I fell face first into that. Around 2014. So I went into a hiatus for a while playing. I went from Prime, Birmingham Prime, whatever, which was Evan Manners, Mikey McGowan, who plays with us currently. I mean, there's a lot of pro players that are still playing pro today and whatnot. Mike Bianca, I mean, that was him and Mike McGowan's flagship team or whatever. Went for a long time. But out of that, 2015, I retired, and it was mostly just I wasn't like at my mid 20s. I was not a happy person. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life, and money and financial was one of them. My passion was becoming my aggravation in that time frame. And the very end of 14, I I was a surgical tech in cath, vascular, and EP in a hospital or whatever. And so
Yeah.
got laid off from that. Got the 6 month notice kind of deal. Went to go work for a doctor's office, cardiology. Hated working in an office. You go from doing surgeries every day to working in an office. It was just, nails on a chalkboard kind of deal. So one of my brother-in-laws, or not brother-in-law, one of my brother's, yeah, his brother-in-law. Sorry, I got confused. He's a dog groomer. 20, 30 minutes from where I live. And so I lost a little bit of money in that time frame going from surgeries to just working in an office. Me just hanging out with him one day at my brother's house. He was like, dude, just if you want to make some extra money, just come wash dogs for me. And I was like, that's crazy. But yeah, man, I was like, how I would like to see how all that goes around, whatever. I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I could wash
Yeah.
the dog, whatever, which there's a lot more to it than just washing. So just on Saturdays, for like 6, 7, 8 months, I went and did that with him. And then it was like he taught me some little things, just business wise and little stuff about grooming and whatnot, just because he was so busy, he didn't have time to teach. But I actually found an accredited school kind of near me, and this father-son duo or whatever that taught the whole nine. And I went to their school and learned how to do it. And somehow, some way, man, I turned out to be really freaking good at it. Because I don't have an
Nice.
artistic bone in my body. I think I don't know. It was godsend, to be honest. And so I worked for a few shops, and it sounds weird, but dog grooming world it can be very cutthroat or whatever. There's a lot of like mishandled money, and I'm gonna get these clients, and this, that, and the other, and you get shoved with all the hard dogs and that kind of realm or whatever. So after a couple of years of that, bouncing around Georgia, doing some working at other shops, I was like, dude, I can't do it no more. If I keep doing this, it's got to be on my own or whatever. And so I spent every dollar I had and then borrowed some and opened up my own shop. And it's been 8.5 years now. And I went from 1,000 square foot, couple $100 a month, little piece of crap building I was renting in like a little small shopping center, to now I own my own 5,000, 6,000 square foot, 2-story building with land right smack in the middle of my city, and we're killing it. It's
Nice.
been good. So yeah, it definitely changed my life.
And where are you guys located?
I am just a few minutes north of Macon, Georgia, in a place called Gray,
Okay.
Johns County. And then the team still plays out of Jasper, and now we're like 50-50, so we play out of Jasper, still Bear Ridge, and then the other 50% of the time.
Yeah. Which that hasn't really changed, right? Like you guys have been going down to Prime for like layouts and stuff anyways.
Yes, yeah. When me and Joey got all this together, it was because, 90% this whole team has been playing in or out of Prime for a hot minute, but like that is a private field. So us being the upper echelon team or whatever, and then Mikey playing with us, we kind of have the rights to it, so we get to go there when we want and this, that, and the other. We still got to respect his time a little bit in case he's doing something, but pretty much all of our mandatory practices, it's kind of hard to not be there just because I don't know if you've had the privilege of being there or not, but truly there is no nicer playing surface damn near the country. Like I've been everywhere, and we brought pros there. Mikey's been pro. There's just hilarious stories about pros. Even like Ollie Lane, and that guy came there for the Hormesis thing. He was like, what is this? Like he just didn't even know how to comprehend how the place was so nice and how the grass was just, it was incredible. Like I got with that program in 2011, end of 11, and 2012. One of my good friends, Chad Bougier, that plays for Damage, I brought him out there just to like do a clinic, hang out, and coach us for an event. And when he got there, he was like, dude, I'll never forget. He was like, I've played in this time frame. He was like, I played from anywhere in the States to Germany. He said, that's the furthest I've played in that time frame. And he was like, I've never seen anything like this. I've never slid on grass this nice, blah, 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 blah. So, that place is, you can't not go there, especially it being only 2.5 hours away from like 90% of the team.
Yeah. It's kind of the best facility.
Yeah. And he's got a house there that we get to stay in. So, that helps a lot. We don't have to pay for Airbnb or hotel. So, we shack up, in the horse barn or the apartment. Yeah, it's great there.
Nice. So what brought you back into paintball, man?
Man, it's an addiction, just like anything. I left in a way that I was not happy with or whatever, because it wasn't on my own terms. I mean, it was, but like life is just tough for me in my mid 20s. I mean, so like I quit abruptly right when, well, let's see, the team was going, Prime was going D1 in 2015, and literally probably it might have been the first weekend of layout practice, which back then it was 2 weeks. And we just signed on Paul Richards as a head coach, and he'd been working with us for like 4 or 5 months leading up to that, and through the off season. And that was kind of not that like that. I don't want to sound like somebody who like is stealing valor from that guy or whatever, because I didn't know him as good as like the X Factor guys or the Damage guys and this, that, and the other. But like I did play under Damage a farm team named TVB Fierce and Divinity, which was a team that I created or whatever out of the remnants of the semi-pro team from Fierce when they all disbanded back in the day. And so I do have some, experience with him, and he did know me and this, that, and the other. But like and this kind of, I'm tying into this or whatever, and why this right here was like the tip of the iceberg for me, and I walked away from paintball for a while. For one, financial stuff. I dealt with back then a lot of confidence issues and stuff like that within myself, and so it was just a compile of that. But like when he passed away in April of 15, I was like, I'm done. Like I can't do it anymore, because like I was putting going pro at such a high pedestal in my life back then. It was hurting me more than helping me or whatever. Like, because I don't know how much you dove into my history, but like I tried out for a few pro teams, and some of them I had to turn down. Some of them I did get the offer, but like I don't come from money. My family's not rich. Me and my three older brothers are by far the wealthiest, so to speak, in our family lineage. So like the tide's turning in this family, and we all do well for ourselves. I would say we're pushing white collar, whatever kind of deal, but no millionaires or nothing like that. So with all those things that stacked up in that time frame, it hit me hard or whatever. Coach Paul was kind of like after Jesse Stevens and what he helped him with, getting him on X Factor and working with him and this, that, and the other in that time frame. One of the reasons that Paul came to Prime at that time, I'm not going to say the only reason, but it was to tutelage me. So I kind of tip my hat towards being like one of his last proteges kind of deal. I don't want to like, hey, that was my best friend, nothing like that. He wasn't a father figure. He was definitely an idol. He was definitely an amazing guy. But it hit me a little bit harder than what it probably should have, paintball world, and combining those two things or whatever. So like I walked away, and it was probably for a good reason. Even some of the X Factor guys like Grayson Goff, I mean, he helped me. He actually hit him up. And me and him stayed in touch for a while or whatever. And he taught me through like, hey, dude, like fix yourself, kind of deal. Like paintball's not going anywhere, kind of deal. In that time frame. So like, it's always going to be there. You're not enjoying paintball. And just like, because I was somebody who's like, throw me in the deep end and let me figure it out type of guy. And I had worn that out or whatever. And so like, I had to get out, and fix myself. Started grooming, got into the business of it, grew, and then it's amazing now. Back then I had all the time and no money, and now I got all the money and no time.
That's how it goes.
Thankfully I'm in charge of it, so I can kind of schedule my stuff, but still, the roles of reverse, so to speak, or whatever you want to call that. And it's better in that way, way better. Coming back into the sport, it was just like I never stopped watching. I always kept up with my buddies. I always watched every pro game or anything that was on, on the TV access back then or whatever, maybe the Start and Go Sports kind of deal.
Yeah.
So like I stayed, I didn't miss a beat, but I didn't touch a paintball gun for 4.5 years. My good friend, I-75 owner, Alex Hicks, finally hit me up one day, or he had hit me up plenty of times, but and other folks, but there was one, around that, I want to say middle of 19, like summer of 19, he was like, yo, dude, like there's an open tournament, 5-on-5, X ball, whatever, up at Nitro. He was like, you just come play. And I was like, all right. He's like, free, don't worry about it. I got everything you need, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. I was like, I'm kind of getting ready to dip my toe back in, kind of deal. But I'm only dipping my toe. I'm not going full force again. And so he was like, yeah, cool, man, whatever. Well, we go play this thing. We get like it was the IF crew. I mean, there's stunner D4 kids on this team all the way to pro. And because it's just a hodgepodge of all the homies in Georgia, some of which are on this current Jungle Cats team with me. Well, we get our ass beat the first match. And it literally just, I woke up. And I was like, like I got bunkered once or twice. I got snapped out once or twice. And then we went undefeated for the rest of the tournament and won it, And then I think there was another one where I want to say it was the same year. I can't remember exactly. I mean, it's been such a rush this past few years or whatever, but like Level came with Keith Brown and Mike Zupa to that same open tournament or whatever, like a few months later, and
Uh-huh.
the same kind of crew, like all the boys or whatever on 75. We put in another team, and that was like the next one. I was like, dude, I'm back, kind of deal. Well, somewhat back again. I was not trying to go back and play NXL and whatnot. So I think those two tournaments were the first two. I know the first one for sure, where we just went undefeated the whole way. But we got second place against the level one or whatever, which really sucked. We actually kind of beat them. We beat their ass in prelims, and then we came close to beating them in finals, and we were just about to tie it up. But I won't say who, but you know how it goes. I mean, somebody played on and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. We should have freaking won that one because we had it, but we gave it away. But yeah, I went out to Prime one day at like right before Cup of 19, and I was just there to screw around. And I was actually thinking about just guesting with one of my buddies, Brad Luger. He was like, "Yo, dude, like, you just want to play D4 with us and just have fun at Cup?" I was like, "Yeah, maybe." So I went and like kind of was hanging out with the guys and seeing if I was going to do it or not, just having a fun day, or weekend, whatever it was. Well, then like Bianca was there, and so he comes up, and I ain't seen him in a couple of years or a few years actually, this time frame. Obviously, it was hugs and handshakes, and getting what's been going with blah 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 blah, that kind of thing. And he was like, "Well, what are you doing for Cup?" And I was like, might play with Brad's team. I was like, I don't know yet. I was like, oh, man, I'm not trying to do anything serious. He was like, I need you on CEP. And I was like, you don't need me on CEP, bro. I was like, y'all are playing D2 and you just got 4 second places in a row. And I was like, you don't need anything. You just need to learn how to win in finals, joking with him or whatever. And he was like, no, bull crap, dude. Like, I need you. What do we need on the team? And he just asked me flat out. He's like, I know you've been watching. I was like, dude, you don't need anything. You got this, you got that. You're Mike Bianca, blah, 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 blah. And he literally just hammers me again. And he's like, what do we need? And I was like, you kind of need a little bit more, snake attack, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, exactly. You steal that role or whatever. And I was like, man, bro, I was like, the last time I saw you was Cup 14 and we lost to Boone in second place at Cup in D2 in finals. I was like, that's the last time I picked up a paintball gun this serious. And he was like, I'm not taking no for an answer. So there I am at Cup, get on with them, started, and we went all the way, won the series, and which I rode on their coattails because those boys did play a stellar D2 year or whatever. But we did place a series or whatever. I think we took like fifth, I think, or sixth at the tournament or whatever. So
Nice.
just missed out, got beat out by Wisconsin Infamous, which later we found out was Manchester Fern.
Was it?
Yeah. That was hilarious. There was actually some pretty good players on that team. Whatnot. We met them like second or third match on Sunday or whatever, and it was a grudge match. It was a good match, and they actually Bianca actually set me for on Sunday. Like our first match, the boy the starting five or whatever that he had been working with, they 5-0'd the first team. We go play this. I think we played 3 matches. I think the second one they won or either 5-0'd them. I think it was just 2 good matches back to back. We played Wisconsin Infamous to go to first and second, I think, or something. I can't remember, but or go to semis. And so they went up. They won the first point, like Wisconsin, and yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm just chilling. And then we lose the second point, and I look at Bianca, and I was like, beat, and he's like, he just waves me off, don't say anything. And then they go out, they lose the third point, and I was like, Bianca, and he's like, we're good, and I was like, they go out, we lose the fourth point, and I was like, Bianca, he was like, give me everything you got, and I was like, all right. I go out there and literally I help score with my elite attack. In that tournament, I was playing up the center or whatever, and it was just, I don't know, dude, something clicked, and it 4 back-to-back points. We came I was 10 feet away from hitting the buzzer to tie it, and we didn't get it. So, but it was a funny comeback. But after that, man, I was like, yeah, it's time to just get back in, start practicing 2-3 days a week, the whole 9. And that's how I got back. And it was just fighting. I mean, I know that's a long-winded story. I am long-winded at times, so apologies. But I like to
that's
give
what the podcast is about.
Yeah, I like to give the full thing, So.
And you alluded to it a little bit before your break. You were actually I would say one of the main characters on the roster for Planet Eclipse.
Yeah,
For
season 2
seasons,
is
right?
right. Yeah, season 2 and season 3.
For what was that, X Factor and Aftershock, right?
Yes, sir.
How was that experience? And then the tryouts, but also like months later getting to see like this polished reality show version of it.
It was insane, to be honest. Back then, I would say, it was definitely the pinnacle of my career. I guess you could say that sounds goofy, but like, 'cause it was just a tryout. But like, for one, like, I would say 5 or 6 dudes on X Factor I can call right now and ask them for any advice on life, paintball, whatever, terrible business, whatever it is. Like, if I see those guys, Archie, Ryan Brand, Alex Martinez, the whole nine, Colt Ford, Roberts, any of those guys, Tom Morrow, who's retired. I mentioned earlier Grayson Goff. I hate that he's in and out of paintball, but when I do see him, it's with all those guys, it's hugs and handshakes. I went to that tryout with probably a week's notice, and I actually saw it on Facebook as a flyer. Literally maybe a week notice, and I was like, oh my, like I could, I'm not tied down. I have the weekend. I was like, I don't have any money for a flight, but I could get that. I can borrow it from a brother or something, in that time frame. Because I was like 21, 22 at the time, something like that. And because this was the off season of 2012 and 13, so it had been the very beginning. I think it was January of 13, and yeah, I sent like a resume email, like basically, and just went down my whole paintball career leading up to that. Literally down to, just everything. I haven't watched that series in a long time, but there is one part in it where Ryan's like going over the emails, and he's like, "Yeah, this Wesley Ward." He's like, "This guy is from Georgia," and he actually sent one of the most like professional emails I've ever seen, like for a paintball tryout. So he's like, so obviously the guy's probably smart too. He probably knows what he's getting into, kind of thing. So that was pretty funny. But he was like, we're gonna push him through, whatever. Just invite me to the tryout. But yeah, man, it was pretty cool, man. Like, it's really weird because like there's, I would say 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year, like I get stopped and asked about that. Like just whether there was actually, and I actually just thought about this the other day, and there was some pro player that came up to me like this year at some point, because we've been on the pro field like a lot, and he was walking by and he was like, "Are you the dude that was on the X Factor and Aftershock thing roster?" I was like, "Yes, sir," or whoever it was. And he's like, "Dude, that was freaking awesome. I used to watch the heck out of that and this, that, and the other." And I was like, "That's pretty freaking cool, whatever." So, but there's people that'll message me, and some people have seen it for the first time. Here recently, like within the past few years, and been like, "Yo, I didn't know you were on that," or whatever, or some people getting into paintball. Like I get that quite often. Some people just message me out of nowhere, like, "You got any tips? Like I'm fixing to go try out for this team or that team, or how do I how did you navigate going to try out for such a big name team and do so good?" Like I get a lot of that stuff every now and then. So it's been pretty cool. I did really well at that tryout. Obviously, Zach Wake did get the pro spot with them. But what was not on camera, me, Paul Richards, Ryan Brand, and Alex Martinez, the importance of all of them, or figure out of all of them, even because it's his team and he pays for everything, obviously. But he actually offered me a spot on that team, and his proposal was, first it's financial stuff. He's like, "What do you need to make this happen?" Kind of deal. And I was like, "Well, I work as a surgical tech, which is dead end, kind of deal. And I made 15, 16, I think I made $14, $15 an hour at that time. And, no money, no savings, no nothing like that. And so I was like, I don't have money for flights, just come to practice, kind of deal. And obviously everything else is paid for, but he was like, "Dude, like you came out here and played phenomenal. Like you're going up against former pros, you're going up against X Factor, like my guys, and you literally got shot like 3 times the whole weekend. Like, and you've been a good guy or a good person that we can see, and you gave into a lot of those. You wasn't just like hanging on the wings of somebody, out here, like because you got to join other pros and whatnot. But he's like, you deserve a spot, kind of deal. And, but it just came down to money, and he actually offered me a job also. He was like, what do you do?
Wow.
That's when we got into the whole, I was broke. And he was like, is there a chance you can move to Texas? And I was like, man, I was like, I'm a down south country boy, dude. I was like, that stuff like that doesn't even like compute to me. I was like, I mean, I'll think about it, but I was like, I don't even know where and how to begin something like that, and like, again, like,
Yeah.
my family doesn't have thousands of dollars, that they can just be like, hey, here's some, get on your way, kind of deal, or even to try
Yeah.
that. So he was like,
Yeah. Get
bro,
you set up or whatever.
yeah, like, I didn't have any friends or family. Like, X Factor was the only people I knew, in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
so, and that was before I even knew him. That was just the first time meeting him. But he was like, because he helped Jesse Stevens move from Louisiana to Texas. And that's kind of like where I get the whole, being somewhat of Paul Richards' next
Yeah.
protege after Jesse Stevens, because Alex Martinez with him in the same conversation. He was like, I will be willing. He's like, obviously, I got to do some more research on you, but like, from what I'm learning and the research that some of the pro guys, and Paul has known you for a few years, being on that fierce and divinity thing from, when we used to
Yeah.
practice damage all the time. You're probably a good guy, a good kid, so he's like, I'd be willing to let you live in my house for a year and to get yourself on your feet, this, that, and the other. And he was like,
Wow.
do you have any other work experience, or can you gravitate over here to an easy job kind of deal? And I was like, I mean, I got some electrician experience. I was an electrician in the union for like 3 years, or 3.5 years. And he was like, bro, I own one of the biggest housing building company, or residential housing builders or whatever, construction companies in San Antonio. He was like, I'll give you a job right now. And I was like, dude, this is too much. I was like, I don't, he's literally giving me everything I ever wanted on a silver, and I didn't take it. I mean, and it alluded to a lot of what I used to deal with, um, confidence issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
And this stuff that I'll easily speak about freely, whatever it is, what it is. A lot of us fight a lot of stuff, and I fought a lot of shit growing up or whatever, in that, late teenage years, early 20s or whatever, and figuring life out. I mean, nothing crazy or whatever.
Yeah, but a lot
But
of
yeah,
people
so
have that, right? Like
absolutely,
that's a real
absolutely.
issue that
And so, yeah, so like, it pretty much, he was like, don't give me an answer today. He was like, take your time. He's like, obviously, if I put you on the roster and you were here next weekend, he's like, you're not playing in the first event. He's like, you'll be on the
hmm
roster, but he was like, it's going to take you about I think he said like, 2-3 months to even learn our system, which I've done, so like, I would expect points, kind of deal. So he was like, dude, take your time. And I literally took 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, talking to every single person I could think of, and even some of the X Factor guys. And just, I think Ryan Brown I talked to about, and Grayson Goff, and everybody, and it was just like, man, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I just didn't believe in myself enough to move across country into another man's house to try to like keep a spot on that roster, even though I earned it in a way,
hmm
or at least the invite to be on the roster. I don't want to say, whatever,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I mean, I turned it down, and so I don't regret it. It is what it is. But um, there's always, you get the thought of what could have been. Who knows? Maybe I could still be
Yeah.
on that team, or on, whatever it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, I gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of friendship. I mean, I knew which my only reason to even going to it was like, I want to see if I can ball with these guys. Like, I've been playing, paintball since I was 7, and I started tournaments when I was 17. I was 4 or 5 years in, kind of deal. I've been playing with Prime and D2 at the time, so I just wanted to see if I could even come close, to see where I'm registered with these dudes. And I go out there and I fucking prove to myself and to whoever else, kind of deal. And so, yeah, so I mean, it was just a proving ground, but it was an amazing experience, and I still love those guys. I mean, every time I see Archie or he sees me, it's just hugs and handshakes. I mean, you can't, like, that's an amazing dude. And every guy on that team, past and future, I mean, or present, whatever, all those dudes are cool. I mean, they're super grounded, super will help you out at any point. I've pitted for those guys throughout the years, here and there when I can. Definitely not the past 2 years because we're too busy.
You've been a little busy for
Yeah,
sure.
but yeah, so I mean, with all that, I mean, that's what I gained out of it. I mean, just knowledge, friendship, meeting your idols. There's always like a thing about that. Some people don't want to meet those guys, but like, I met 4 or 5 of them, and I still like have a lot of respect for those guys.
Well,
the Aftershock one, just to
I
sum
mean,
that one up.
Yeah, why not?
That one, yeah.
was-
I mean, that one, I
was that
made it
first
off
or
just
second?
quick. That was the third season, so it was X Factor first, and then I went to the Aftershock one. And I guess some other guy I should give a huge shout out to is Dan Nikolai. Nikolai, I think is how you say his last name. The filmer, the guy that created Push, and he's working on the Iron Kids film right now. And he did all 3 seasons of the roster, and oh, that guy's his credits are endless. You know, whatever. The dude's amazing. Well, he became a good friend of mine. So the funny tie-in story was, I didn't really even have a clue that I was even going to go to the third one. It was literally a spur of the moment thing, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to go to the Aftershock one and just see. You know, maybe these guys might pay for my travel flight because they're trying to build that team back up. You know, in this time frame, Aftershock wasn't doing good. I was like, maybe I can take the notoriety or whatever I gained. Yeah. So yeah, I can sum the end of this one up super quick because obviously it all went down for that team, but and not hating, but just saying it truly did. I mean, they obviously got relegated and just quit, you know. So anyway, I show up to I take a picture flying, and when we land, I was like, "Yo, just landed for Aftershock tryouts for roster season 3. What's up?" Whatever I said on the Instagram post and Facebook. Well, Dan Nikolai, the director and the writer and the producer, the whole 9 of these roster seasons, he was like, he texted me because I had his number, and he was like, "You piece of like, you're here?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I just landed." I was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Bro, this changes the entire story of everything." I was like, "What do you mean? I'm just trying out for a team." He's like, "Do you know what this, like, you were the shining star of this, the second or the season." And he's literally, his whole team is eating breakfast and flipping out. And so they're literally taking scripts and throwing them in the trash almost. And I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not even trying to ego trip. You can call this guy today and ask him. He called and he's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm literally getting in a taxi." I actually screwed up and went to O'Hare, and I think I was supposed to go to the Midway or whatever. And so I was an hour from the field when I should have been only like 20 minutes from the field. So I had to pay a taxi, which there was no Ubers back then. I had to pay a taxi like $300 something of cash. Thank God. I mean, it was literally almost all my cash I brought, and I had to spend just to get to my hotel. And so I was like, I'm staying at this hotel. I was like, it's about to take me like 45 minutes to an hour to get there because of XYZ. He was like, "Bro, we're staying at the same freaking hotel." He's like, "Don't move. We're eating breakfast at Alexander's or whatever, I think was the restaurant." And so he's like, "Whatever you do, when you get there, do not get out of the car." He said, "Make that guy stay." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "All right, whatever." So sure enough, these dudes are running out of Alexander's with boomsticks, headphones, the whole 9, like the white and black thing, you know, to start the scene, everything. And that's when it starts. Literally, the start of that whole season on the episode was me getting out of the car, Wesley Ward, blah, 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 star of the last one. And then we just went from there. Go to the tryout. There's like 80-something people trying out. 75 of them probably shouldn't even been there, not being mean. But like, go through and I play like 1 or 2 points. And it's at Paintball Explosion on a 3-man field. And we're playing 5-on-5 indoor. It was terrible. Like, it was just the worst ran tryout ever. I mean, it was just trash from top to bottom. I hate to say it, but it just was. So I get there, I play 2 points, shot, I don't know how many people. AJ Lawhead comes up to me. He's like, "Yeah, bro, we know who you are. Just go sit down." And I was like, "All right." Oh, and the other bad thing was there's 3 feet of snow outside, and we didn't start the tryouts until like 6, I want to say like 5. It was like 4, 5, 6 in the evening. We played until almost midnight because they did not want to take 50, 60, 70, 80 people to Sunday. He was like, "Bro," and so like they literally came up to me and they were like, after I played literally 2 points, they were like, "You can just chill. There's no reason for you to even go play. You're gonna play tomorrow. We're taking you all the way to the play." All right, you know. So I literally I bought a case of paint, shot maybe a pod and a hopper, and literally sat for the rest of the night. Went home, came out the next day. Blah, 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 made it all the way through. They took me and 3 other guys and they put us in a room. And I was like, "All right, who can, you know, the business now, you know, all the bullshit's over with." They were like, who can do this, who can do that, who can make practice every weekend, and who needs money for practice and helping with flights and whatnot. I raised my hand, and they were like, "Thanks for coming." So long story
There's
short,
the door.
yeah. So, and it was all respectful. I mean, they wasn't mean, but they were just like, this team. Obviously, I mean, there's documentaries on it. I mean, there's or their own social media and stuff back in the day. Like those dudes were paying for most of their own stuff back then. So they're like, we don't have the funds to pay for practice flights, and if you can't be here every weekend, damn near, kind of deal, we can't do anything. And I was like, well, thank you. I was like, I appreciate everything, and blah blah blah, and that was it. But yeah, so but it was good. It was cool. I mean, to hear Matty Marshall say your name in 2 different seasons, and I was a young kid and just trying to do what I could, to prove my worth and this, that, and the other. I don't regret any of it. I mean, it was all amazing. It was all good outcomes of it. Some of those guys, I mean, not as much as X Factor, but which heck, I don't even know. I honestly don't know if there's an Aftershock player on that roster back then that even plays today. AJ Lawhead retired.
Yeah,
I would have to go back and look.
Rob
Rob. There you go. I was gonna say Rob Velez is maybe the only one. There might be one more, maybe, but yeah. So good times. Learned a lot.
Well, and you talked a little bit about it, but I do want to go back and give Paul Richardson his flowers.
Yeah, man. Because that dude,
to me, best paintball coach there ever
100%.
was.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think that guy gets enough credit even today. Like, there's so much that guy is responsible for. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to cast shade or whatever, but there's a lot. There's just things I see and hear, and especially about the stuff that he's done, and it's like the only people that really give him that I hear all the time is, for one, Mike Bianca and Ryan Gray on the Coaches Show. Like, they constantly say that guy's name. Thank God, because that guy was an amazing individual, and he did a lot for a lot of people. Coaching players in this league would not be where it's at if it wasn't for that dude. I mean, for God's sakes, he created the speed feed. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, come on, that was just one of his things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
you can hear him talk about it somewhere. I can't remember where, but I know there's an interview out there with him talking about making that thing.
Yeah. Incredible human being. So I miss that
guy. And you could argue damage is damage because of him and the effect he had on those players.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Joey doesn't. I mean, that guy. I mean, that dude's proved his worth 10 times over. But I mean,
well, yeah, not taking anything away from Joey or SK over there at all. But I mean, Paul had some of those dudes from when they were on Strange.
And before that, he had them on Doctor Raiders. Yeah, incredible guy. So, and those guys, I mean, they miss that guy. That's super cool.
But it talked about opportunities that you didn't take. I mean, if you had, we might not be here right now with you about to take a Georgia / Alabama team pro.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. This has been, yeah. I mean, I like to. I mean, every dude on this team has had stellar paintball careers. I mean, look, you got Mike McGowan, Justin Bailey. I mean, Aaron Pate, who just got on our team, but he broke his ankle, so he's out for right now. But, there's just, even Aaron Rios, what he's done, Blaine, all these dudes. There's really, you go through the roster, every dude has had a solid career of paintball, from coaching to just helping, teaching, winning, podiums, being a good person, the whole nine. Joey, this team came out of nowhere. Even though me and Joey built it, it really was it was just bam. And I would say me and Joey played. I brought him on Crisis right at the end when all that Crisis thing went downhill or whatever, and I got him on for our Chicago event. And the thought was there, because me and Joey, there's, I guess if you want to, I could tie in something real quick, but there's pretty much 4 dudes in Georgia that pretty much have always either had their hand in or built high-end players or teams out of Georgia. And that's me, in no particular order, but me, Joey, Jason Hansen, and Alex Hicks. Those 4 guys pretty much have their hand in anything big time in paintball when it comes to Georgia. You got your field owners and you know your teams that do X, Y, Z, whatever. lot of cool people in Georgia, but it is a small group, and whatnot. But like us four have pushed the agenda since really we've been in paintball, to be honest. I mean, like some of the higher teams that's ever been out of Georgia has come from us four people. And these four guys, three of which, I mean, which Jason was there in the beginning as well. But like the idea spurred with Joey. Joey come to me, and then I went to Alex, and then Hanson, and then which Hanson is just our mascot. he did. Hanson does
He's
not
a good
care.
mascot.
Yeah. He's our team mom and our biggest, greatest mascot. And so he's really been around just so we can pick his brain and wrangle the monkeys sometimes in our chat and at some practices or tigers or bears, whatever you want to call us, when we need wrangling. Just because Hanson is a very smart, I mean, he's funny, he's goofy, he likes to play that, that character or whatever. But at the end of the day, that dude's got a heart of gold, and he's a very smart individual and with a ton of paintball experience. And like, we wanted him to be a part, even if it was just resources and just to ask questions or just to watch our chat, like chime in when you need to, whether it's something on the team or obviously something on the team, but just business back end stuff, practices, picking up a player, whatever it is, So like, we want his input, and for one, he's hilarious and he's been a friend forever. So like, we wanted that from him. So we did roster him for one event and he played 1 point, and not because we didn't want him to play more. He just does not care about that style of paintball anymore. Like, he is a gung ho on 10-man and the 1v1s with Hormesis and and this, that, and the others, and which whatever. But yeah, love that guy. But yeah, like it was. I think it was it was fate. I mean, it's for how quickly this came about, the success. I mean, like, we're 9 podiums deep. I mean, we've got 1 series championship under our belt, and we built a team last year. I mean, like, what we've accomplished. I mean, I honestly, you can throw in some crazy stuff, like to compare this to, but like, you would have to throw in like the fit, or like paintball fit, or some Arc Chaos shit, or Impact. And I'm not comparing us to those teams, but like, even if this was a D4 team, like, who goes 9 podiums deep wins the series championship, and then we're about to do the same thing, but like, the stakes are higher for us because we started in D2. Now we've done even better than what we did last year, because we got 2 third places last year.
Yeah.
We got second, first, second, and now we're leading the ship. It's been awesome. Definitely been some serious growing pains. I think I actually said this past weekend we were at Tori and both days, and we were talking about something, and somebody said something for the time frame that we've been together, and I was like, like, yeah, it's been a year and a half, but it feels like 10. Yeah. So just because of like, I mean, we are all super close, but like, that also comes to like, hey, these dudes are my brothers. These dudes I've known forever, this, that, and the other. Some of us are best friends, but that doesn't mean we won't jump in each other's asses, or make situations hard or tough calls when we need to. A lot of the guys, like to pick on Joey and whatnot for, him being hard or being an asshole and this, that, and the other. But it's like, if he doesn't do it, like, who else will? Because like, I know you, and none of y'all have that. I don't have that. Like, I can cuss somebody out real quick and have fun with it, but like, I don't have the coaching ability to do that at this level, kind of deal. So like, when me and Joey started this, the joke, between us and who was on the team at that point was like, all right, who the hell is going to be captain? And Joey was like, I don't want anything to do with it. I was like, I don't want anything to do with it. And so that was, we actually started a poll from, the 2 or 3, I think there's 3 or 4 potential guys, and, me being in there. But ultimately, Joey, I think Joey voted for me. I obviously voted for Joey, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, that dude's done incredible. I mean, like, I guess one other cool thing about this team is like, it pisses me off. It don't piss me off, but like, I laugh at a lot of teams that start building teams in D2 and D1. Like, that shit blows my mind. Like, why do you start a team in such a high division? I do not care if you pick up a bunch of high-end players, but like, it's different when you pick up a bunch of good players that are all local to each other and we're friends. It's a rare thing, for that to pop off. Has it been done before? Absolutely. But like, I think the way of the old ways, where it was like me or some of the guys on this team or other players in the country, it's been such a thing to go travel and fly and be a mercenary on these other teams, that have the funding, that have the money, that are out of state, which, I mean, that led me to Prime. It led me to Fierce before they fell. It led me to CEP. It's like these guys have it going on and I want to be a part of that. So, like, finally, a group of friends get together in the state. And the only reason, that we started in D2 was because me and Joey are probably the two most ambitious on the team. Like, we set extremely high goals for the team and ourselves. But, like, we knew what was capable of this team, regardless of the division. Like, me and Joey wanted to do D1 last year. And point blank period, we would have had success, but we would not have had the success that we have now. But we still think that we would have had a decent season in D1, even just freshly building this last year. But we decided to go D2. Most of the team was on that kind of like, hey, let's kind of start here, somewhat. We've all played D2 in the past, but like everybody on this team was ranked D4, exceptions of me and Tanner Conrad. We were the two D2 guys because we had been playing high level, but still, playing D1, D2, regional D3 tournaments when we can, kind of deal. But all these other dudes were playing D5, D4. But I mean, it's just because they all played high level in the past here and there, but they, for the last, I don't know how many years, they've just been chilling, playing local and regional events with, friends and whatnot. And partly rightly so. It's like, here comes along a Josh Stanley, because like the biggest issue, people always ask, like, why has something like this never happened in Georgia before? Or the times that it has started, it just fizzled out real quick. Well, it's funding. I mean, for one, it's more than just funding, but like funding is the biggest thing. I mean, to run our team or to run a high division goal setting of winning every tournament, to winning a series in D2, D1, or trying to go pro, you need damn near $100,000 a year. Like, and that's not even a paid for year. I mean, you could go endless with it. I mean, obviously, there's budgets out there in pro that are probably going over $1 million, or dang near it. But
I would say that.
I would say impact damage. Yeah, 100%. Russian Legion, they're dropping $1 million a year. I mean, I would be blown away if they wasn't hitting $1 million. Like, I know what we pay because I pay a lot of it, and me and Joey run the books for the most part. But like, I know what we pay for, and the money that we're spending the last 2 seasons, and I know what Russian Legion has, or those other 3-4 high end teams. Like, yeah, those dudes are $500,000 and to $1 million easy. Some of those dudes make 70-80K a year. I mean, so
yeah,
especially the starting line. I mean, hell, that's 400 or 500K right there. So but just in salary. But yeah, so like half my went brain dead. But yeah, I mean, it's been, I think you were saying, just like how the winnings and how everything's been with us. But like, it's been incredible. I mean, like, we don't take it for granted. Like, we worked for this shit. Like, this is not built off, it is built off talent, but like the hard work, we don't, like, we practice every weekend. Like, there's no, like, we deserve, or we have earned, I like that word better. We have earned to be where we're at. I mean, there's dudes on this team that play 3-4 days a week, drills on Wednesdays, Thursdays, the whole nine. Half this team is, some of us need to be in the gym a little bit more, not me. I live in the gym, but a couple of the guys, I know who they are.
Stout.
I literally I was rushing to get here. Like, I had to cut my gym short tonight to get this.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I live in the gym. I love it. But there's a couple of us that are pushing the agenda hard. Because if you obviously watch our last finals match, I mean, some of our guys were, burning out, whatever, stamina wise, and you burn it out physically, you're burning out mentally, and that stuff we got to fix. We got to tighten up because, like, when we lose, it's little tiny things, like that, whether it's you didn't get the right footing on the box, you overextend just a hair, mental fatigue, which makes you make bad decisions, even if it's just, oh man, I stuck my elbow out just a hair, or pinky. Like, how many times you've been shot in the knuckle,
Yeah.
down the line kind of deal. So, but yeah, so not to get on all that.
And I will, I've told the other guys this, but all your final matches, it looks like you guys are in the driver's seat. This last one, you guys did look tired though. At a certain point,
we pretty much,
the match went your way or not.
So
the previous ones, you looked very much in control.
These somewhat, like us, obviously we're going to critique ourselves a lot harder than somebody on the outside. But like, we've truly only had our asses beat 2 times on this iteration of this team, and that was TPP and Tampa. They stomped our heads in. Like, we had the first 2 points on that match, but they were in control of that match the whole time. We might have looked composed, and we kind of did. I mean, we wore, but like there was some external factor, or not to say external factor. There was some. We had some paint issues, and that was one. Which I'm not making excuses, but things do add up, and it was our fault at the end of the day. But we did have some paint issues because you go back and watch that, which we knew it real time also. But like we bounced the heck out of those guys off break. Like there's refs going in and out, like off break every time on every point for them. We bounced them a lot, which was our fault, from paint management. But TPP, and then we just really, honestly, if I remember correctly, I think we just needed to turn one gun. And a lot of those center pushes that those dudes were making on us, attacks or whatever, where they were getting 2 and 3 of us at a time, that would not have happened if we would have just turned one gun, if I'm not misreading or misremembering or whatever. But TPP, they stumped our heads in Tampa. Then you go to AC, I think it was the second event, I believe, right?
Yeah.
100% stumped our asses. They went undefeated that whole thing, lost maybe 5 points the whole freaking tournament, and they kicked our ass. I mean, like, yeah, that was not good. Like, we did some homework after that one, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of film watching, a lot of looking in the fucking mirror on that one. Because, like, we went back and, I mean, obviously we learned from our mistakes and whatnot, but there's P-Mob, those dudes were on. Honestly, I don't know. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. Is there a way that we could have beat them? Absolutely, in a different world or reality or whatever. But like, those guys were destined to win that tournament. That one we were not in control of, in my opinion. They straight up whooped us, and then they kind of were in control. We played them. I think we played them first match at Dallas, and they beat us 4-1 in prelims. Those dudes are just good. And like teams like that piss me off because of their potential and the skill level and talent that is on that team. And I don't want to say they don't use it correctly, but I don't think they try to polish themselves how they should. Or maybe it's like back end business decisions that are messing them up. Like one thing I noticed very quickly was they only had like 6, 7, 8 guys at this last event, and their coach. That was it. And then no pit help. Their starters are carrying 3, 4 cases with no wagon from the paint trucks, which were a mile away in Dallas, like they always are.
Mm-hmm.
Like those dudes, I was like, yeah, if we meet these guys again, like their stamina is going to be in the dumps, whatever. And which we didn't because they lost out or whatever. But little stuff like that, like with teams that have that amount of skill level and that could be doing like way better, because like we beat them up in Tampa, I think, but they got like 22nd in Tampa, I think it was. Like they were almost dead last that in there. And then they kind of been on somewhat of a run, but then I think Ohio, they lost out. I can't remember who they lost to, but they lost their first match on Sunday in Ohio. And I think one other one. So they got the win, but I don't think they've podiumed since or whatever. But and they've made like 2 Sundays, I think. I think they made Sunday in this last one, but I think they lost out after. But just incredible team. I mean, like Lana, freaking Rosati. I can't remember not Rosati, whichever the Dorito side guy. I get his name mixed up with the guys on Sea Dogs or whatever. But that's incredible players on that team. I mean, those dudes are sick. But again, like, I don't know what their hard work is or what's going on with them, but like, I think they need something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a coach or what, but anyway, not to go on all them. But yeah, incredible
I think
team.
they've had guys come in and out all year.
They have, but like, I mean, their core guys, their cores stayed the same. I mean, with what's the brothers, Matt Derulas or whatever. I mean, their core has been there. Yeah. I mean, the core has been there. So I think, Noel Tran's not coaching them anymore, but I mean, who knows if he was helping or hurting? I don't know. But yeah, those are the 2 ass whoopings we've had. Everything else, like we've lost 5. I think we only lost 5 matches the whole year last year, which all of them were still led to podiums. But there was not one last year that the team like just beat the shit out of us. We gave away literally every first place we gave away just by minor mistakes, and we led every single match that we ever lost. And then we only tied 1, and that was in Vegas prelims or whatever. This year, we've lost. Well, I mean, it was just 4 tournaments. We've lost, whatever we've lost in finals, but other than the TPP match and the AC one this year, I mean, we shouldn't have lost. Just minute mistakes. things that we know that we do. However, I think I lost you. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh man, I hope it doesn't kick him out
Got
too.
you back.
So that's the first time it's happened on my end.
There you go. Yeah,
We're knocking out some first.
that was a screensaver for you. But yeah, man, it's been an awesome year. Well, like I said, I was ending that with minute mistakes, little things, man. Like whatever it is, like we know what these little things are. We've obviously been very consistent. I mean, there's a style of paintball that we have found quickly that we enjoy playing, and I don't want to say have mastered it because we haven't won 5 in a row, or 9 in a row, but it's there. The makings are there. Every dude on this team is putting in just an exceptional amount of work. I mean, we got guys that have never been to the gym before in their life and have
Nice.
started. Dudes that just did not care about what they ate, that have started eating way better. Like take Blaine, for instance. Blaine Pavlitis. That dude dropped freaking 25, 30 pounds or whatever.
Damn.
And literally transformed himself as a player. I mean, like Blaine's always been good. He's been a survivor. I mean, he can turn on the jets when he needs to, but he was a little chunky, and it hurt his playing time last year quite a lot. And that dude buckled down, started playing 3-4 days a week, and then he started running a couple miles, like damn near every day, literally like a mile every day. And he changed his entire nutrition, some of which I helped him with a little bit. His own willpower for sure. I mean, like we motivated him, and whatnot. If you're lacking, playing or whatever it is, or a hindrance, or you see where you are might be a weak link, every dude on this team has done what they needed to fix that. Just want as an example, Blaine just crushed it this offseason. And it led him to a starting position, and he's been a starter the rest of the year, or the whole year, pretty much. And so for me personally, this has been a tough year for me. I played every point last year. This year, it's I've played maybe half of the points. This year has been somewhat difficult for me, or whatever. Not to go on another tangent or whatever. Lost my dad a year ago. Lost my dog. I had to put my dog down like a couple weeks ago, so that sucked. But that's not a whole year's worth. Some other outstanding stuff or whatever that's gone on in my personal life or whatever. But again, like some bad stuff that happens. But like, I mean, there's speed bumps and everything and whatnot. But I mean, I still put the work in. I'm still trying to get back to that starting spot. This, that, and the other. We have incredible depth on this team, and that's to tie in when I was saying like teams piss me off when they just throw together something that they think is going to work in a high division and have all these crazy goals. Like I say that this was God given in a way, that brought all of us together in the time frame and the way it all has worked out, because like we did start in a high division when we could have started dang near in D4, but we chose to start in D2 because we all believed in ourselves. Me believing in these guys higher than what they thought that they were able to do. Before me and Joey even picked another player on this team, we had a list. And I was like, if we put this together, there's no way. And I even had this conversation with Jeff Stanley or whatever. I was like, if we build this team, I promise you we will be in finals every single event. And we missed it twice. I said that in December of 22, kind of deal. Before we even had a first practice. And then my ambitions were way higher than anybody else's on the team. There was other people like, yeah, we'll probably win one. We'll make Sundays a few times. Some thought that we wouldn't even hit the podium, but we would make, a decent Sunday run. I was like, oh, some of y'all are missing it. Some of you do not know what y'all are capable of. And now everybody's a believer, for sure. And even going into this year, like some of the guys' ambitions or goal settings or whatever were a little bit higher. But I was like, before we even started this season, I literally said, there's no way that we are not in the top 4 of every event this year. And we've been in finals every
Well,
event,
you've crushed it in that regard, haven't you?
Yeah. But again, like, I mean, I've been watching these dudes play 10, 15, some of 2 or 3 of them for 20 years down there, So it's like I've known these dudes since 07, 06, 07 ballpark. And we all came up together. Like, I've known what Joey was capable of. I've known what Aaron Rios was capable of. He's one of the guys on the team that we pick on the most because, like, that dude's skill level is, I don't know, I can toot his horn, but that dude's incredible. And it's just friendly, but, like, me,
He's
whatever.
a pretty good player.
That dude, like, if this team just disappeared tomorrow, Aaron Rios is going pro. Like, some pro team is going to call Aaron Rios. Some pro team will call Ronnie Tyler. I mean, there's no other. And I mean, look at the footage that we have from 40
Yeah.
Media. I mean, like, or just whoever that's filmed the Soulless, the whole nine, and the Go Sports. I mean, like, what those two guys have done. I mean, is just those guys are incredible. I mean, like, uh, and then, but I mean, no, not to take away from anything else, but I mean, every dude on this team, Joey's back performance, going down to Davis Stevens, who we just picked up this year in tryouts, kind of deal. Like, that dude, like, that kid's fucking 23, 24 years old, and he's just starting. Like, he tried out for us, and he is starting for us all season. Like, that kid is incredible. Like, he ain't even scratched the surface yet of his potential.
No, and he's already super nasty.
Yeah, that dude's wicked. Like I can play against him, and I ain't scared of him. But like that dude's gonna. But I'm also 36, and I've been doing this for 20 years. So like, but I mean, I shot the shit out of him this weekend. He got me a few times too, for sure. But I mean, but yeah, and then look at all the pro guys we have on this team. I mean, it's just like their credentials are endless as well. So we got a good thing going, and we had a 5-year plan that quickly went to a 3-year plan. So it's been awesome, man. Now it's just keeping everything even kiltered and keeping everybody grounded. Like in the beginning of this year, I was like, I don't want to hear a freaking thing about pro. And that, like, just keep it to yourself if you think that we're going to go pro. Like, worry about the point that you're about to play, kind of deal. And we have, like, we're 10 toes down. Like, for you to beat us, you're going to have to figure out our game plan or either just have way more heart or something than us, like, which Poison kind of just did to us, kind of deal. Like, those guys played amazing. I mean, they found something they found a chink in the armor and they exploited it and played great. Super cool guys. We're friends with a lot of those guys. I mean, some of those dudes I've been competing against for freaking 10 years, so in D2 and D1, so, and then obviously you got to give your props or praise to the man, Mike Hinman.
Yeah, he's a decent coach,
genius. Like, yeah, I mean, he's been around, but nothing special. Like, whatever. He might know a thing or two. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, super cool guy. I mean, that dude. Every time that he comes around us or we bump shoulders or whatever, like we're walking around, it's like, man, whoop, handshakes and hugs, whatever. Like, super cool guy. I mean, that he's a competitor, but honestly, like, I mean, if I can say, that guy, he's almost been a fan. Of us. Like, he's constantly, like, he's messaged some of us, pulling us to the side. Like, I mean, I've talked to him once or twice, the whole nine, and it's always just something cool. Like, dude, y'all guys are doing great. Like, I think he's done us a couple of times on his podcast, or whatever, and even on like BTG and stuff like that, So like, that dude is super cool, So teams like that, if you're gonna lose, you want to lose to a cool team. You don't want to lose to some shitbag team, that are just a bunch of arrogant assholes and this, that, and the other, or just got lucky, kind of deal. And which we haven't. Like, when we lost to TPP, we were pissed, because we just beat them in the D2 finals for Cup, the year prior, and then they turn around and stump our heads in Tampa, But we have built an extremely good relationship with those guys. Like, those dudes are like actually friends of ours now. Like, I mean, we talk shit on the socials all the time. Anytime we see them out at the events or whatever, like, I mean, that's again hugs and handshakes. I mean, those dudes are super cool. In which we're trying to get some. They have invited us and we've invited them to come to practice more than once. But we'll probably end up linking up with those guys eventually. Hopefully,
Hey.
Maybe go down to Puerto Rico.
Fun during the winter, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. So they got a beach and nice weather, and we don't. So yeah, those dudes are definitely the shit.
Well, that's awesome, man. I do want to pick your brain about one thing, and hey, thank you for being super generous with your time, man.
No, dude, I'm good.
You mentioned watching film. Do you guys do that as a team? Do you do it as individuals? Both? Okay.
There's guys on the team like Joey, just for instance. That dude, I mean, there's no way he doesn't put in about 20 to 30 hours a week in watching film. That dude watches film 24/7. Him and Josh Milligan are our ringleaders on coaching or whatever, because like, that's something else that just blows people's mind, is we've done this without a coach. Like, we've never, not even for one tournament. not even for a match. But with the amount of paintball IQ that we have, like honestly, I don't want to throw out easy, but it's almost been easy. Like definitely Josh and Joey and all of us. I mean, like there's guys that have definitely more IQ or game plan knowledge than some of us. I mean, like I'm not that guy. Like I see stuff and there's things that they have missed, but like that me or whoever, whatever player, like guys seeing this, like that has happened mine, but 99% of it is them. Justin Bailey coming in. I mean, that guy between him, Aaron Pate, Mikey McGowan. I mean, dude, like you're talking astronomical amounts of IQ paintball wise on that. They're just smart individuals anyway. Like
Yeah.
dudes are geniuses in their freaking jobs and everything. I mean, great people, great friends. But it's almost been easy. Like, I mean, we definitely have been looking for a coach, but at the end of the day, and we've talked to some people, we've had a lot of people like hit us up wanting to be the coach, but it's like we're not even taking a chance.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's working,
on
right?
messing up what, like there's one or two, guys that we're, like, hey, like, come on, but like it just happened. It just, for whatever reason, that obviously I can't say, things happen for two guys. Yeah, it has to be a special person, kind of deal to be able to coach this team. For one, every dude on this team is a friend. So like it's one thing to be somebody like a coach and start a new team or, pull a couple core guys together and then have some people fly in or whatever, try out. But it's another when you walk into a dang near family. Like I hate using that term in paintball because it's so overused. But like, I mean, dude, there's like, again, like this is a super, super close team, like, I mean, we do say crazy shit to each other and it's just like, whatever. Same time tomorrow, bro. Love you, or whatever it is. And then so-and-so is having an issue, they call, like so-and-so needs help with something, we go, whatever it is. Or at least the invite has been given, like, oh, you're moving houses? Like, do I need to drive 2 hours to come help you? Like, let me know, whatever it is, so to come in and try to coach something like that when that person may not have a capable leadership role or mindset like us, because we are very extreme, kind of deal. Like we're professional as we can be, but like, I mean, there's definitely an extreme part of us. I guess you could say, like things can get heated. We have very professional pits, and that's not we don't get crazy in the pits, but like, there's just some alphas on this team. Let me just put it that way, kind of deal. So it's going to take a special person, somebody who's a big time leader to be able to wrangle a bunch of old fucking dudes that have been playing this sport for a long time at a high level and have won as much as what we have. And podiums are just our experience in general.
And someone that knows most of you, right? Like if you're 100%. Coming 100%. In and as the new guy to everyone, that's a hard thing to do as a coach.
Now, could there be a flash in the pan? Like, for sure. Like, there could be somebody out there that, could make it happen, but again, something like that, in my opinion, I'm a big believer, something like that would be, God-given, like put this guy in the right place at the right time. Could somebody, if I just had insanely deep pockets, could I find a guy? Absolutely. Yeah. Like I would, like let's say Hinman, just for example, because I talked about him earlier, like say he didn't have the collision thing going on. Like if I had the money, like, heck yeah, I would hire that guy. He's somebody that could come in and do a lot of good for us, kind of deal. Or Ryan Brand or, Mike Bianco, wink, wink, kind of deal. But yeah, so like people like that, that those guys could easily walk right into our camp and teach us a lot, which it's no secret. Like Bianca helps us out a lot, that guy. He doesn't coach us per se, but like, I mean, that's all of our, like one of our closest friends, Mike Bianca. I've been with that guy since 2011. He's been a teammate of mine and he's been a coach of mine. Like, I could call him right now, and wake him up in the middle of the night if I really needed to. He's going to cuss me out, but, unless it was an emergency. But he's in Alabama, so if I need him that far away, something's really wrong. But just saying, I mean, that dude's incredible, super good guy. I love that dude to death. He is somebody that is a to me. That guy has helped me a lot throughout my career, a lot. And he is somebody that I have called many a times in the middle of the night. Maybe not have woke him up, but like it's definitely been some late night calls and whatnot. So that guy, I could speak endless amounts about that dude and what he's done for us and me, both together.
Well, he'd look really good in Jungle Cat Red instead of Dynasty Blue.
bro, he would look incredible in it. Actually, he would look way better.
I mean, just from a style standpoint, I think it should be a consideration.
Yeah, trust me. He was with us this weekend. Like this weekend, we had a mandatory at Prime, and we invited out Kyle Berry, which Bianca lives, like a spitball through the woods anyway. But we had Kyle Berry, Mike Bianca, Timmy Roberts. We invited a few other homies, but like we had pretty much like a semi-pro line of friends that came out and balled against us or whatever. We had Bianca played against us a little bit, but mostly he just coached them against us, kind of deal to work on some stuff that we desperately needed to work on or whatever. So yeah, with that, I mean, great weekend, but we also, anytime we're around Bianca, we're always giving him shit, so trying to steal him. But again, I mean, that guy's been friends with us for 15 years plus, so it's easy to pick on him.
Yeah. Well, we're at like an hour and 16, man. So we'll wrap it up for the night. But shout out who you want to shout out. Thank who you want to thank.
Yeah, man. Sponsors, like a lot of people are very nonchalant about the sponsors. I'm not gonna take up a bunch of time, but sponsors without the sponsors that we have for this team, I could honestly say this probably wouldn't even be a thing. I'll toot my own horn, like I am a sponsor of this team for Ward's Dog Spot. But other than that, you got Blaine's headband company. He does a lot for us. Sacred Vibes. We just picked up a new field sponsor, Augusta Paintball. That guy has been with and friends and teammate of Joey and some of the Jungle Cat guys on previous teams and the Jungle Cats in the past. Super good friends. Augusta Paintball. We brought on board for Cup as well, so it'll be on our new jerseys that just dropped. And I think we just got them.
They look nice.
I think delivered. Those dude. To my next sponsor, Carbon. Walker and all the dudes at Carbon, like what those guys have done for us in the past, the whole since we've been on or created this team. We picked up I've been with Carbon since 19 when I came out of retirement. So from CEP to now. And I've built a good relationship with Walker. That dude is just amazing. Like he's one of the better dudes in paintball, like in a business aspect, and great player as well. But anyway, Carbon has been we picked them up just as like it was a no hold bar for me, like for the team last year. I was like, if we're gonna do this, like it's XYZ, we gotta have Carbon, and so everybody agreed, and so we used them, but it wasn't a head to toe, like it was mostly just sliders and arm pads and soft goods and whatnot, and mostly because we were also with GI or whatever, so there's only certain things you can do. So, but with this season, we added a little bit more Carbon gear. Some of us do wear the goggles and shoot the hoppers as well, but we're pretty much head to toe, like everything else, soft goods, jerseys, pants, everything with Carbon. But like that dude, he was only just like kind of helping us last year, and it was just like, it was kind of just a regular business deal. Like me and him have that relationship, but we're a new team. But like, it's different when, again, we're not head to toe last year. That guy was literally in our pits, not for every match, but a lot of them. I would say almost every finals appearance, he was there. It was, what do y'all need help with? Do you need anything else before the tournament, at the tournament, after the tournament, the whole nine? Like I literally could go 15 minutes about what Walker's done. And continuously given to us. That guy's and Carbon has just been awesome, man. We definitely will have them next year. So that's a relationship that we're not going to mess up. Augusta Paintball, to go back to them real quick, they are revamping their entire field. They already have a pretty decent field already, but he's fixing to overhaul the whole thing. And he's adding a bunch of stuff and this, that, and the other. He already has rec ball and he has one speedball field. It's been a while since I've been there, but he is building a brand new from scratch high-end turf field as well, on par with Josh Stanley's kind of deal. They're not really competitors because they're far away from each other. So, but Josh Stanley has Josh Stanley, Insane Paintball has a really nice turf field. Stanley, I would say them two, and then what Augusta's about to build, they will have point blank period, probably the nicest turf fields in the Southeast. Like I've been everywhere, and you would have to go out west, like to some California field, I'm sure, or I've been to X Factor. Paintball field out here has awesome turf, but like other than that, good luck. Like there's nothing else on the East Coast that I can personally think of. I think Greensboro, Paintball Central has a good
just
turf
redid
field.
it. Greensboro has a good turf field. The Greenville turf field, it needs a little love, but it's still in good shape.
I got you. So But you know what I mean. You know what I mean, though. Like, it's very tough to come across a good
Yeah. A
turf
lot of
field
people just
because
roll it out.
how much. Yeah, and so but like these dudes are putting, you know, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 into these fields, and I've seen it and played on them. So, but shout out to them, Gusta's. You know, they're doing good things for us, and great field. So go see them if you're in the area. Bear Ridge, can't say enough. I mean, Bear Ridge has been awesome. Josh Stanley, and you could honestly say he was a spark plug to this idea last year or whatever. So like him, 1023, his wife, the whole nine, that family up Bear Ridge. I mean, we play there, we coach there, we help with NGXL. I mean, we help with Bear Ridge, the whole nine. I mean, it's been a very good mutual relationship with those guys. Something that we hope to continue. So them, Carbon, Augusta Paintball, myself, Sacred Vibes, in 3 mills. I can't pronounce this dude's last name, but he plays one of the divisional teams or whatever. His name's Justin N, like the letter N, 3 mills. If you want pre-made meals mailed to your door, I'm telling you now, I've been working out for 2 decades, and I've done the whole pre-milled thing, make whatever. There's been some decent ones, but like, not even because this dude sponsors us. This dude's meals are insane. He's Thankfully, he sends us a lot of them for every tournament, and I literally sometimes, like, some of these tournaments are only 3 days long. I mean, I guess 4 if you want to count the practice day that we always do. 2 days, they're gone. Like 30, 40 meals gone. Like, they're toast. Like, every one of them. Like, incredible stuff. Takes in these dishes. God, I hope I don't forget anybody. In 3 meals. I wish I had my jersey.
Yeah.
I know I'm
I'll pull
forgetting
it up
somebody.
real quick.
God.
Ballsack.
Ballsack
Yep.
has been a new one that we put on. They came on board in Ohio, and those guys are just clutch. Those dudes are cool as shit. Like, they've helped us out a lot. They help us out in the pits. They're another one. Like, they've helped us out a little bit, but they're doing 10 times the amount of what, like, we originally talked about. You know, like, those dudes in our pits, watching our games, hanging out with us. They're local to Georgia, obviously. So they're at some of our practices at Bear Ridge. I mean, they're at the NGXL. The ball sack is amazing. I mean, it helps us out with time in the pits. It helps with paint management big time. I mean, everything those guys have done has been incredible. So definitely, I know it's a new thing, but like, if you haven't checked out ball sack, check those dudes out for real. Super good guys. They're already helping out a few pro teams. I think in WNXL and in the men's pro league, they've already got some European teams, I think, too. I think I've seen on some stuff over the pond that some teams are using their stuff. So, yeah, those dudes, they're
well, I know the Russians are for sure. Can't remember who else.
For sure. Yeah, I've seen them. I know Russians for sure. There's some other big team, and I cannot think of it right now. But yeah, super legit dudes. Yeah, I know I'm missing one more. 40 Media helped us out a lot. He's been really busy this year, so it's not been as much. But that dude's a homie. If you need somebody for videographer, definitely check out 40. Connor, what's Connor's last name? Too Dope Media.
Okay.
He's been our major photographer. I can't think of his last name. But that guy, he stays with us the whole nine. He's always taking pictures of us at practice and tournaments. That dude, maybe some of the other guys have known him for longer. I'm not sure. I met him this year, and that dude is probably one of the cooler people I know in paintball. Like, that dude is just super legit. Like, just a cool dude to be around. He doesn't get it. I mean, just always funny, always just a upbeat, just ready to be chill guy, you know, whatever. So, and he does great photography. Love him. I think that's it. I had it in my phone, but I had to switch to my phone when my computer didn't work, obviously. So yeah, I'm wearing he's gonna kill me. I-75 for sure. The homie Alex, man, that guy, I could do a podcast about that dude. Literally one of my best friends in paintball. One of the first, like, best players in Georgia, in my opinion, that, like, in my earlier career, that helped me out a lot. He used to shoot the shit out of me. When we were on the team called Majestic, actually before I got on their team, Majestic, some of those dudes had one of the higher ranked teams in Georgia at the time. But Alex, me and all those guys are friends, and still, but all of them are retired. But Alex is still around. He played with us last year or whatever, and now he's a major or one of the major sponsors for us, and helps us out a lot. That dude's amazing. I can't say enough about I-75 and what they do. Lost you again, but I just kept going.
Yeah, so, keep going. The computer gremlins are in me tonight.
I did. But if you don't know I-75, this guy has a online store, buy, sell, trade. He is the only one in the world that will get a gun or a piece of equipment, and he will rebuild, restore, clean the whole entire thing. Like, you literally could get this thing and there won't even be a germ on it. Like, not kidding. Like, sanitizes everything. I mean, it's just the whole nine. Like that dude's quality is truly unmatched. I don't care about any other company. I don't care about how big their tents are. That dude is super legit. Like you won't come across a bad thing with that dude. I'm from soft goods all the way to guns. So yeah, if you're looking for anything, give that guy a shout out. And I believe that's it. There's one or two I can't say private because they're private or whatever, but
Okay.
just contributors. If they watch this, thank you. These two individuals have been amazing. And whatnot came and helped a lot this year, and I believe, to my knowledge, will be helping us out next year. Yeah, you know who you are. Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Paint. We did. I will give a shout out to Balkan. I know there's a lot of stuff in the news and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other, but I take a lot of stuff at face value. What Gino, Will, and Balkan Company that was at all the events this year, those dudes, they have done for us damn near more than anybody else, other than somebody who's like handing cash or carbon or
Mm-hmm.
XYZ. Valken has helped us out tremendously this year. We broke ties with our previous sponsor last year, Cup. It was a mutual thing somewhat, and things have been squashed. But Valken came
Mm-hmm.
to our rescue at Cup, and truly, I don't know if we would have made possible what we did without Valken last year. And so it really sucks to see that what had happened or what has happened to that company. There
Yeah.
is some rumblings, obviously, out there that they might be making a comeback, but who knows with Gino's health? I don't think that's a secret anymore or whatever.
No.
Gino's not doing too hot. Like we've had talkings with him, and with Will and whatnot before it was all disbanded or while it was being disbanded. But those dudes were incredible to us. And point blank, period. I don't care who you are, who pays you. Um, Falcon has made the best paint the past 2 years, hands down. Those dudes' paint or what we have gotten has been just tremendous. And without what they have done, truly, like it would have been, I'm not gonna say it would have been impossible because we are great freaking paintball players and how we've done what we've done. But the paint has dramatically helped. So we're dabbling with two companies right now to see who's going to finish our year up or whatever, whether it's going to be GI or Prexar, maybe HK. I mean, we're still kind of talking. We kind of finalized it, but I don't want to can't entirely spill it, whatever. But
Fair enough.
Prexar has been super good to us too. Like Prexar has helped us twice too, because Valken obviously ran out of paint, which
Yeah.
isn't a secret at two of the events, and Prexar stepped up big time for us. And so there's one win and two podiums, I think or two podiums. I can't remember if it was the win. But yeah, there's two events. Definitely, I do remember that ProStar helped us out big time at the very end for a podium. So since our time frame. But
Yeah.
so yeah, they've been awesome, man. There's been a lot of good people that we've helped. Honestly, I really can't. I mean, if I was to bash somebody, I really just don't even know who I would bash. Other than ourselves for losing. Like it's been the past 2 years have been incredible. I mean, like I have to give a shout. They're not a sponsor, but I have to. Our friends that help us in the pit. Sometimes I don't even like using the word pit staff just because it seems dominion or whatever. Like you're just talking like, oh, pit staff. No, no, dude. Every one of our guys that help us in pits is a friend or family member, and I will put our pit staff damn near against any pro pit staff any day of the week. Like there's pro teams I know that literally sometimes have to like get on Facebook like, hey, who's available, blah blah blah. And I'm talking
Yeah.
high end teams like top five. We have to make people like, hey guys, like we love every single one of y'all, but we got 300 people in here. Like
Yeah.
we gotta like get who we absolutely need. But like literally, like I mean, we have to. And there's people that text us or call us like, hey y'all, what do y'all need? Do y'all have Cam and Lily coming? Is Alex and Kaylee coming? Blah blah blah. Like yeah, we got them, we got this, we got that. Whatever. And we don't need you this time. Whatever. So Chris Powers. I mean, I'm trying to just rattle off some. Blaine's about to be wife, Kat. I mean, just killer. I mean, so like, and then our Rod Griffin, who's somebody who scouts for us, Jonathan Freeman. Those dudes have been insurmountable. I mean, just massive amounts of help from those dudes, and just obviously have become super good friends to us. Freeman's with us every weekend. That dude's statting, filming, all in games. He's a 7 foot giant, so half the time he has to cuss somebody out to calm something down, or sometimes we cuss him out, whatever. But super good. I mean, that dude he did not know that he was going to fit in with us, and he definitely did very quickly. And super good guy. So yeah, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I'm serious
Hey,
about all the thank yous and the I love yous
give
and
the
this, that, and the
love,
other. So
you know.
yeah, man, for sure.
I do want to mention, if people want to support you guys, they can DM the Instagram page and get a jersey.
Thank you. You might have just saved me. I forgot about that part. So we did just launch a pre-order for our new cup jerseys, featuring the Jungle Cats. So yeah, you can go to Jungle Cats Instagram. DM, it's Joey that handles that. DM him your size, your name, whatever you want on it. You can customize it however you want through Carbon or through us, and then we'll get it through Carbon, obviously. I think they're 125 shipped. I have to double check that. Yeah, help us out if you want something cool. So yeah, man. There's a lot of cool players, a lot of support out there. I think I think Joey mentioned in our chat already. There's a lot of pre-orders that are coming, so nice. A lot of people that's already reached out. So it's been cool, man. I mean, the support has been insane, all the way around, from competitors to friends and family. I mean, it's been super cool, and I can't wait for Cup.
Well, man, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude.
Aaron Davis, don't take this as a snub. Still gonna get you guys on before Cup if you want to come on. Joey, you know what you did. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Joey, you know what you did. We'll talk.
Everybody's busy, but Joey's really busy. Yeah. So that dude's he's always doing something. So I run I own 3 businesses. I run 2. One of them I'm kind of still halfway getting started or whatever, but I'm a busy fucking guy. But it always seems like Joey never wants to answer his phone or whatever it is, or he's got something going on, so sometimes I call him and it's, so it's not just, everybody gets a taste.
Yeah. At this point, it's become more fun than anything.
Little game of tag.
Yeah. But my boy Andy's not going to let up on him, so.
There we go. But hey, man, thank you to you, man. Congratulations on what you've built. This has been a cool thing. Honestly, I've maybe missed 3, 4, 5 of your episodes or whatever.
Thanks, man.
I listen to a lot of podcasts while I'm in the gym. Mm-hmm. It's my new thing. The music thing's kind of done. And every now and then I'll still throw in some music in my whatever. But here, the past couple of years, it's really just been podcasts like PTG, Coach's Show, yours. I mean, those are really my 3 saved favorites or whatever right now.
Thank you.
Maybe one more if I'm missing. But yeah, cool stuff, man. And stuff like this gives us an outlet, gives us a chance to tell the story for part of the story. Shout out sponsors, shout out friends, family, the whole 9. So without stuff like this, it's not going to grow paintball. So
well, that's the goal, man.
Thanks for it. Yeah, for sure.
And rooting for you guys. I'm not going to say anything's a done deal until it's a done deal. But
it's not, man. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, people can catch the story right here.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. Well, I gotta pause it, and we just gotta hang out for a second. All right. So we'll see everyone else next time on the Planet Paintball Podcast.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for tuning in to the Planet Paintball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Whether you're out there grinding in the divisional pits or chasing dreams on the pro stage, remember, it's all about the passion, the hustle, and the love for the sport. Shout out to 1023 Sportswear for sponsoring the show. Don't forget to use code PlanetPaintball at checkout for 20% off your order. Gear up, save big. Until next time, keep grinding, keep growing, and we'll see you back here on the Planet Paintball Podcast